Afternoon.
You all right?
Yeah, good. You? Feel like I'm on a movie set. Corey Tippett, branch manager, Pilkington Estates. Okay, so what makes a home sell quickly is pricing. You've got to be realistic on pricing. You can strategize in different ways to sell, but also it's the presentation of your home as well. So it comes down to the marketing, what the agent's doing for you, the photography standard, the advertising portals that you've got you on as well. So them two factors alone are really key elements for me in terms of selling and selling quickly. If I was to sell my home tomorrow, I'd present it as nicely as possible, as minimalistic as possible. So by no means am I saying that we want a show home. We just want it to photograph and look really nice on the internet when we get it out there for the world to see, but also price accordingly. Price sensibly, be realistic on your price expectation as well. One mistake that sellers can avoid is pricing too ambitiously. Going with the highest valuation when you're getting your appraisals. The highest valuation doesn't mean it's the most realistic. I know in principle it sounds brilliant, but also be realistic with your expectation. You want to sell if you're going on the market. You don't want your property to stagnate. Go-to coffee order, black coffee. Though I much prefer tea, but if I'm to have coffee, it's black. How do I unwind and relax? So I spend a large majority of my weekend with my family, more so importantly my wife. However, on a Saturday I'd typically get up, I'd go to the gym, get the exercise in pretty early. Me and the wife then may take the dog for a walk, so go out to the moors, something like that. If Arsenal are playing, because I'm an Arsenal fan, love football, then I typically watch them in the afternoon, if not on a Sunday. Sunday for me is perfect relaxation day. I still almost do exactly the same in terms of go to the gym, but it's then going out for lunch, whether that be at my parents' or my in-laws' house. It's quite a relaxing weekend for me. That's how I unwind. How did I get into agency? It started probably just shy of 10 years ago, maybe about 10 years ago now. So I was working in a hotel up on the Hoe. Absolutely lovely, great for experience. Was there for 4 or 5 years from the age of 15. Knew that wasn't forever. That was almost just to get some experience. It helped that it was customer facing. I then seen an advertisement via a friend of mine on Facebook. Mr. Pilkington himself was advertising for an apprentice at the time. So applied, met with Mr. Pilkington, had that initial meeting. Unfortunately, it didn't happen for a week or two, but eventually I got the job. The most challenging part of the job, I think it's having difficult conversations, not necessarily difficult conversations, but managing people's expectation, whether that's at the start of the process or throughout the process. So conversations surrounding value. Like I say, we like to be realistic, but also very transparent with our advice, but also the aftercares process as well. So ignoring the start of the process, once we've got an offer accepted, taking that right through to completion is a challenge in itself in today's day and age. The reason as to why is it takes so long from offer accepted through to completion. So that is renowned for being quite a stressful part of the business, whether that's us as the agent, whether or not that's the client as well. So I'd probably say that's the most challenging. Let's go with positive. So it was when I was an apprentice, so I worked in the Saltash branch for the agency that I worked with before. I sold my first ever property, but it was the value of the property that sort of astonished me as opposed to anything else. So the house valuation at that time was 800,000. So it was a big sale to get under my belt so quickly on in a sale, or quickly into a estate agency, I should say. Where would I buy a home in the world? Anywhere, you say. Cool. I've got two. One would be the States, so either Florida or somewhere like Texas, just because the idea sounds pretty cool. The other would be more sentimental to a degree. So me and my family always holiday up in Wales come the Christmas period. So we'd quite often spend Christmas to the New Year up in Wales. I'd absolutely love to live up there. difficult question. What would I be doing instead of a estate agency? It's hard to think actually, because this is what I've known now for such a long period of time. Certainly wouldn't have been at the hotel forever. I wouldn't say professional footballer because my knees are terrible. I certainly wouldn't be a tradesman either. Honestly, I couldn't tell you. Genuinely couldn't tell you. I hate being dirty, so I couldn't be down in, I don't know, doing gas work, building, bricklaying. I don't know, maybe a surveyor, something like that, so still property related. Something where I can still wear a suit.
Would you say you're the best dressed in the office? Would you go that far?
Yeah, John may disagree with me there, but yeah, I'm gonna claim that one. So it's more or less what I did actually. So the advice that I'd give myself is just ask questions, and as many questions as possible. Questions lead to answers. With answers, you gain clarity. It all helps with your experience then. I was never shy of asking questions because I knew it would help me progress and grow. And I actually really like it when I get colleagues, anybody really asking me questions property related, where I can help somebody grow as well. So it's just ask as many questions as possible. Yeah, okay, bring it on.
City or countryside?
Country.
Modern or period?
Period.
Phone call or email?
Phone call.
Basketball or football?
Football.
Takeaway or a home cooked meal?
Sorry, Chloe. Takeaway.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Holiday abroad or in the UK?
Abroad.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Messy desk or a clean desk?
My colleagues will probably disagree with me. I'd say clean desk.
Night out on the town or at home with the wife?
At home with the wife. Yes.
Favourite staff member?
Ryan. He's here doing this today.
I hope you're not saying that because I'm Saturday.
No. Prefer you to anyone. Why someone should choose me when selling a home? Professionalism, my experience, but also the guidance that I give. Like I've already touched upon, it's very important in our industry to be very transparent, truthful, honest, very black and white from the moment you engage in conversation with us, because you're going to be committed to that agent for a long period of time. If you think the average sale time from accepting an offer at this moment in time is 4, if not 5 months, so it's a long commitment that you're making, so it pays to trust the person you're coming into business with. And I'd like to think I'd listen to your wants and needs behind selling a property, how I can then implement a strategy to get you sold. So really it's the communication aspect that I think I'm incredibly good at, and I'd like to think my clients agree as well. So just following on from that, hope you guys enjoyed the watch. If you do want a conversation surrounding either buying or selling a home, please give me a call. I'm Corey Tippett.